Aaron log number 42. I was sent here to exterminate all the Metroids. The pay better be worth it this time, or I'll give those geriatric pencil pushers at the Federation more than a thumb up their asses.
Damn. Where do those come from? Oh, also, new to Samus 2, anywho, we have found ourselves a Chozo warp statue.
Yep, so we can warp from here to there, or just about anywhere in a moment's time.
Yep. And what was all that referencing to? Because I feel like I've seen that somewhere. Ow.
Well, I mean, how much do you think the Federation paid her for her services back in Planet Zebes?
I genuinely sometimes wonder if it's just after they're all done, it's like, thank you, Samus. You've done your community a great service. And he's just like, oh, no, community service. Also, I'm at 17 health in a dream.
I guess it's nice that they gave me a new ship, but you know, I feel like I deserve more than just a new ship. I mean, at this point, I'm literally eradicating the most dangerous species in the known universe.
Well, here
seriously. Also, wow, right off the bat, Ice Beam.
Yeah, well, the most biologically engineered. Because yes, they confirmed in the past games. This isn't a spoiler. All the Metroids were created by the Chozo.
Right, and this game is no exception to that, especially with the Chozo memories.
Yes, we'll be able to see where it all started.
I am hating that sound.
It's because I'm almost dead.
God,
Come on, someone hit me so I can counter him.
This is Legend of Zelda level of.
Okay, so I'm gonna so as I just showed off right there. Now it's only at maybe critical damage, not incredibly critical damage. So as you see over there on the far right, we can now swap between our Power Beam and our Ice Beam. And as I just showed off there against that simple little bat thingy, the Ice Beam is incredible for freezing targets and whatnot, but it's not really good in the terms of damage.
Yeah, no, they more or less treat this under Metroid Prime logic in that it's very much its own beam, completely separate from our usual Power Beam. Unlike other 2D Metroid games, where it completely replaced it.
Right, just an upgrade in general. So here, there we go. What? And up. And oh, it was all for nothing anyway. I can't reach anything up there. Oh no,
Nope.
moving on.
Moving on.
Yep. So yeah, I'll be swapping between the Ice Beam and the Power Beam pretty regularly because there is actually one detail that they made in Samus Returns that's very welcome. Is that whenever you're fighting a Metroid, originally and in another Metroid 2 remake, if I'm correct, the only thing that could damage a Metroid was missiles.
Yep.
Missiles and ice.
It was in its adult stage. Well, not originally. Trust me, the original Samus Returns, there was no worries. So here they did actually, but as Matt alluded to there, they did recall that, ice and cold is not good for Metroid, so Ice Beam, it's still a pittance of damage compared to just blasting it with missiles, but your Ice Beam can always become a, last resort failsafe in case you're out of missiles.
And thankfully for the sake of this game, you get the Ice Beam pretty dang early.
Oh yeah, it's definitely handy for the platforming bits. And again, now that I know that you can actually originally I had to play this game basically with one hand on a mouse somewhere else in case I wanted to quickly swap between beams. But yeah, later I was able to learn that Citra can actually map inputs to XY coordinates on the touchscreen, so then I could actually map my different beams to just different buttons.
Nice.
Super
very
handy.
much appreciated. And a thought just occurred to me all of a sudden. Didn't we have a fourth guy traveling along with us?
Oh.
I'm actually amazed you guys didn't mention it this whole time. Yeah, Steve unfortunately had to step out for just this part for now. He'll be back in the future. Do not worry.
Yeah,
No,
he's just dog
just
sitting.
took us
He's just dog sitting for now.
So bam, what I thought was started in Metroid Prime actually started right back as early as Metroid 2.
Yep,
Yep,
and
Spider
never
Ball.
used again until Metroid Prime.
Till Prime.
Yeah, because this thing is kind of disgusting in how how it can be used. In that you can traverse just about any wall.
Once you learn how, basically once you know to do this and the because yes, it is possible to do it in pretty much every Metroid game. Once you know to do this and the old bomb jump exploit, you can pretty much scale everything.
Just
so long
like
as it's
I
not
said,
covered in a gunk.
Yeah, that's the big thing, which I think is something they actually made for the sake of Samus Returns. You may have noticed us passing by the occasional gunky-looking wall. That's pretty much the developer's way of preventing you from spider-balling it or wall jumping it.
Yep, because otherwise, look at us go.
Otherwise, the planet is our oyster.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, and the other thing that you notice back there on the ground floor below us somewhere is, say if you're not being aware of your...
Oh, hello.
Say if you're not being aware of your Metroid scanner, if you ever... You can sometimes find the Metroids... oh, jeez. They're shedded, shells that they've molted off while they evolved. And that's your little cue to like, hey, there's a Metroid somewhere around here. And remember, that is your main MacGuffin. You cannot skip out on a single Metroid.
Also, yes, ladies and gentlemen, your eyes were not fooling you. Samus is very fucking frail in this game, kind of like Confusion.
Yep.
Yep, as I just showed up there. Yeah, again, these things deal a ton of damage on contact. There it goes. And so, fortunately, they do give a good amount of health, but yeah, hence why I said again, until you get a good number of E-Tanks, this game is probably one of the hardest in the Metroid series.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, should we go ahead and discuss this game's amiibo functionality?
Yes. Can I please?
Go ahead and tell them that. Can you? Okay.
Can I please? Because I'm going to fucking complain about it.
Well, I don't want it.
I mean, hey, you know what, Matt? Join the party, because a lot of people have had their grievances with how this game handles its amiibo functionality.
Because...
Then, go for it, Matt.
With the amiibo functionality, you can... there are 3 amiibo different functionalities for 3 different amiibos. For the Samus Smash...
4.
4? Oh, 4.
4.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, for the Samus Smash amiibo, I believe you unlocked, what, sound bites or something?
Concept art.
Concept art, thank you. For the regular Samus amiibo that came with this game, you get... What was it?
I
completely forget what it is.
Okay, I will now be taking over for Matt, talking about the amiibo functionality by looking up the list online on what it does.
Fine.
I know the primary thing is that it unlocks concept art as well as reserve tanks for Samus to use.
And then the Metroid amiibo is a fucking Metroid finder, but the big problem is all of this stuff, the concept art, all of it is locked behind the amiibos. There's no way to unlock it in the fucking game at all. There.
That and the game's hardest difficulty setting, fusion mode.
Yeah, you can only get that through the amiibos.
The Metroid amiibo specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you could get that just for being the game normally.
Nope.
All of it is locked in the amiibo. That's why people complain about it. That's why I complain about it.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, because it's like what Capcom did with Ashura's Wrath. And they had the main game, but the actual ending of the game, the actual final bit, was paid DLC.
Because, I mean, isn't that what you do when your game's not finished?
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping that Metroid Dread and its amiibos doesn't have that bullshit.
I get the feeling with all the given all the backlash it got, I'm willing to bet that they've learned their lesson by this point, that at most, it should only be used as an early convenience, as opposed to unlocking shit you can only get through slightly... not too expensive, but sort of very fucking obscure, rare figures.
Yeah.
I just feel like it should be something where it's like... I think it's okay to have something that can, like, be unlocked for convenience and, like... but in the sense of, like, it should always... I feel like all content in a game should at some point... Like, especially if it's something like if it's cosmetics and stuff, then I understand stuff like with Yarn Yoshi and stuff. I get that. That can be but if it's
otherwise, like game conveniences, like say activating Fury Bowser early in Mario 3D World, or the fast travel from the ground into the sky in a Skyward Sword. Even though a lot of people got on their case about that too, even though. Having replayed it myself, it's not really that big of a hindrance in the long run.
Well, no, okay, it's not a hindrance in the new game. In the old one, it was.
But in general, I just think like it's something where it's like I wish that it was possible to. Excuse me. There we go. Fortunately, they also in this game added a bunch of weapon and healing recharging points all over the place. Anywho, because save points. Because originally, I believe in the game, save points just did all that for you. But anywho,
I don't think save points originally did all that. Like they only just saved your game.
Not in Samus 2?
Nope. Oh, they still have their recharge stations.
Ooh, and if you just eagle-eyed viewers just now would have seen another thing I love that they do in this game moving forward is there's stuff happening in the background sometimes.
Yep.
Like just now back there was the baby Metroid, not baby Metroid, the Alpha Metroid we're after was flying around here. There's a lot of fun detail that they can.
Oh,
add
by the way, this part I actually had to show Logan how to do.
What?
Hello?
When you're practicing
the
game,
part back there, yes.
You're just like, how do I get up there? And I literally had to tell you what to do.
I had to learn how to do that, yes.
So a thought just crossed my mind. So we all know that Retro is most notable for the Metroid Prime stuff, which again, nice to see that they're coming back for the 4th game, and that was all like first-person 3D shenanigans. Then after that, they made Donkey Kong Country Returns, which is a much more tried and true game for that series, where it was a 2D platformer, and it's like, not to say not to say this against Mercury Steam, because again, I think they've more or less proven themselves in this game, but do you think if they were given the chance or, commissioned to do so, do you think Retro would have been a pretty decent fit for like a proper 2D Metroid game?
Oh, absolutely. I think they have the experience to work with, but I do agree that in terms of the speed and whatever like engine they wanted done, all I recall is that there was some interview that was recently released at the last Direct that outright laid out that until they met Mercury Steam and the new advancement technology, oh cool, we got enough to get out of here. Nice. All right, we'll be on our way out of here then.
Flex it.
Ha! Thank you. Is that until they really met Mercury Steam and tried all the new technology they had, they did not they did not think it would be possible to do everything they wanted to do with Dread until that point. So I'm sure they I agree. I'm sure they picked the right choice, but I would not be against playing a 2D Metroid Prime to see what happens.
Yeah, or just a 2D Metroid game in general by Retro.
That would be an interesting and welcome surprise if Metroid Prime 4 actually had like, if they tried to do like what Other M did, where it was like third person with first person elements at times as well.
Man, I'm not gonna mince words on the matter. For all the crap that game got, I really do think that gameplay style does deserve a second chance with a control scheme that's not so needlessly simple.
Yeah,
give us E-tanks.
The gameplay of Other M was great. However, that is the one like. In the first episode, I did mention like nobody plays a Metroid game for the story. Here's the thing: the only time we do that is if the story was shit.
Nuts. We are still doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I still have plans to do Other M at some point or another. Well, Definitely not anytime soon, but...
That's not what I'm saying. I meant people, like, complain about the story. The only time people would complain about the story is if it was shit for a Metroid game. Because nobody...
Well, there's...
Never mind. Forget it.
Oh, go ahead.
Shut up.
Go ahead.
No, I don't even remember what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. Well, something about regardless, we are still planning to do the entire Metroid series, good and bad.
I mean, you gotta have us on Hunters though, considering that one's kind of a tricky.
Nah. Jeez.
God, yeah, the slowdown.
This part in particular was a little bit. This part in particular was acting a little bit up. I was able to find and isolate it a bit better in later areas, but sometimes it was all for nothing anyway.
Ugh.
Oh, back we go.
The ever-lovable Metroid cock block.
Because yeah, more so than ever, or I should say more so than ever, definitely more than in the original Game Boy game. This game is going to have a substantial amount of backtracking, which I will be skipping out on entirely. So let's learn about our next bit of Chozo lore.
Yeah, the original Metroid 2 was pretty much just linear.
Yep. So here we see them discovering Aeon energy from the living creatures around the place. And thus, giving us the ability to have Aeon abilities. What a nifty device and what a nifty force. Anyway.
Shame we never learned about it up until now.
Yeah, no, they never did have any... I guess because they just didn't have any of the... they didn't have any of that fresh Aeon fruit on Zebiz or whatever.
Yeah. It was more or less a SR388 exclusive.
Yeah. The only thing we got is here, please, thank you.
A simple missile or charge shot would have taken him out just as easily.
Yeah, the only things that they had on Zebs, as far as I'm aware, is they had Zebs. The only thing they had on there was all the morph ball and missile technology, and as we saw in Zero Mission, they did have a spare power suit that one time,
which was very thoughtful of them.
Yes, because Lord knows we were not expecting to get blasted and have everything stripped from us from a freaking alien ship. Whoa.
Although, wait.
For all we know,
oh boy.
We didn't expect that to happen in a Metroid game where that happens all the time.
Well, at the start, but in Zero Mission, they pulled the freaking fast one on you by doing it twice.
Well, yeah.
So, in any case, we'll unlock a shortcut so we don't have to go down to that purple lava again. And yeah, as you saw there, I hope you enjoyed the first 2 areas. Is a nice, little warm you up to it, because now the game wants you to start really getting serious with this Metroid hunting. We got 8 of them to find now.
no pressure.
You have a good time?
Just
you
do
have a
some
nice
spider
time?
ball.
Good. Now fucking do all this shit. Also, who lined all these walls with honey?
I don't know, but it gets in the way of my spider ball. So frustrating.
Yeah, for all we know, the inhabitants are sloppy honey eaters.
Oh, gosh dang
For
it.
all we know,
They just they just shook it
for
around.
all we know, the inhabitants are Winnie the Pooh.
One massive creature came in here, aka Winnie the Pooh, got drenched in honey, and just went and just shook it off like a dog, and it coated all the walls and ceiling.
I mean, considering that we're literally in a literal water level, and he may as well have just been coming along just to take a much needed bath, but he forgot to clean up the rest of the honey he left behind.
Pretty much. And oh, hang on, I see a Metroid on the loose.
sorry about that.
Oh, hang on.
Mm.
Ha!
Oh,
I thought that wall looked suspicious.
I thought that wall looked fishy.
I thought I
Speaking of
took a
fishes.
long turn at Albuquerque.
There. Die. Thank you.
Hello, Pomona.
This takes me to a missile. Okay. Gotta keep building up that. So, I mean, okay, goes without saying, Matt, would you say that this is your favorite Metroid game, or is it kind of, or is there any others?
The first
So
Metroid game,
kind of a mixed bag.
the Metroid game. Now this is definitely up there, but like I think Prime 1 is my favorite Metroid game, honestly.
Oh, jeez.
Kind of think
The
I don't
first
think we
one?
had you there for that one, did we?
No, you didn't.
I don't think we did. It was John because we didn't think he was into Metroid Prime. Matt, anyway.
Yeah. No, Metroid Prime is probably my favorite in the series, and then Fusion probably comes next, followed by 3, and then this game.
Well, since we haven't heard from John in a long while, I mean, we're happy to have you on for Prime 2.
I like
I get around
Prime
to
2.
recording it.
I like it more than 3, and I'm one of those black sheeps that does.
Did anyone notice that that Alpha was drenched in web vines and stuff?
Oh yeah, that's another thing we're gonna start learning about.
Variants.
That I believe they. Yeah, and okay, I'm gonna say right now, I did not play the original Metroid 2, so I'm not gonna be able to say
They're
how much
all the
of
exact same.
this was in the original. Okay, so here they're at least denoted by different coatings or different colors. That yes, we'll start seeing new types of elemental Metroids that can have like
That
fire
and
abilities, lightning.
Some Metroids will actually get the fast one on you and try to make a hasty escape.
Yeah, and there will be arenas where you're going to have to run around and track them down. This is another new mechanic we have to be watchful for. Poison clouds. So quickly get into water.
Gross.
Oh. So yeah, just immediately get into water, otherwise it will very rapidly drain your health away to nothing. Which is why this part's going to get a little dicey.
Have fun. Yeah, no, that shit
sucks
health fast.
You do know that you could have turned into a morph ball and avoided that.
I've tried that. No.
Really?
If you pass by, yeah, unless there's like a wall between you and it will grab you.
Oh, looks like we're gonna get our next Aeon ability.
And just in time, it's a stark defensive upgrade, lightning armor.
Basically turns you invincible for as long as you have Aeon resources.
So it drains fast.
Yep, and the good but the good news to both of those points is that it is very conservative in that it will only take energy if you take damage.
Oh, right, okay.
So you can have it engaged as long as you want, but and it will only take damage if you take a hit. And it's like this. When these guys hit me, ha! As you also see that. Oh, yeah. So like there, it's draining my Aeon energy, not my health. So it allows me to take out these swarms of enemies, which I'll get ways to take out those swarms later. And the other thing that you know is that it also vastly improves my counter abilities. But this is
this is the reason why I hate the whole fact that the Aeon does not refill.
Yeah, no. Otherwise, you would basically have had to have farmed that area if you did not have enough AIM.
Ouch.
And once you're done farming the area, there is no way to farm it again.
Enemies don't respawn?
No, they do respawn, but they respawn only if you're, like, gone from an area for a while.
Ah, gotcha.
I mean, at the same time, though, most if not every enemy that you come across does have Aeon to give you, and it's not that hard to really
But it gives you,
your
like,
resources.
a thumbnail's length of Aeon.
Got it.
Like, see
Right,
that?
So you want to...
Look at that.
Yeah, like, that was it. Also, what I'm doing now is, now that I was able to shoot that one-way door from the other side, I've now opened access to another elevator, which, just like before, there are some elevators that are not area elevators, but more so just room elevators. So this will not take me out of Area 2, but this will lead to another portion of it. So join us in the next part as we continue venturing through, well, scenic planet shithole. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, SR388. We'll see you all next time.
Shitrock 388.